everyone, it's Sarah from Storybook Designs with another holiday viewtorial on gift wrapping. And I've already showed you how to wrap a basic present, how to do some creative gift baskets, and now I want to talk a little bit more about ornamentation, like some of the accessory items that really make gift wrapping special. One thing is when we're doing gift bags, putting the tissue in is an area where people struggle. I have print on both sides, and what I do is I basically fold it in half, the tissue, and I kind of find my center point, and I just use that center point to stick that in the bag, and then once I get it in there, I'm going to separate. So what happens a lot of times is you may end up, once you start putting in, let's pretend this is a gift item. Once you start putting in gift items, you want to kind of hold your tissue in place as you put things in there. And then, I don't know, I like to have it come through the handles, but I would take one more piece of tissue, and again, get my half point, my center, and just kind of stick that in the top, and there you go. You just have to fluff it around, and then you're ready to add your ribbon or raffia, and by now you all know how much I like raffia, especially with a bag like this. I usually tie my handles together, and then I would stick some sort of little ornament on there to make it extra special. Here I have a cinnamon stick Santa that is just too cute that they can hang on their tree afterwards, and it smells nice. So that's one way of doing the tissue. I'm going to put these down here, and now I want to talk about adding that final pizzazz once you have the packages wrapped. So here you have your package wrapped, and there's always ribbon, but I also want you to think about some things that, you know, are a little bit more unusual. So we've got our raffia that I've been showing throughout. This package is a little dressier, and I want to keep it dressy. So I actually have netting, and I have netting that you can buy in the roll. So I've got two different colors here, and what's nice about this is there's like, I think there's like 25 yards on here, and it was $1.99 a roll. And this is for the diagonal wrapping, and I did a lot here. Try to hold that down, just pull this tight, and again I'm going to make this shorter. And then what you can do is pull these pieces out, and if you wanted to do another bow with that. I think it's looking pretty amazing. And if you wanted to add a little holly, you can add a little holly to that. These are great. You can get these in packages at paper stores, craft stores. I love these. These move. It's all wire. But you can add this in. I'm actually going to stick this, well, right now I'm just going to fold it. I love the wire because you can just kind of wrap it around and it stays in place. So there we have a pretty spectacular looking present. So don't just think about ribbon, think about some different things that you can use to wrap the gift. Now I have this package here that's ready to have its ribbon added to it. And I could do a companion like a plaid, which this one doesn't really match. But I could work on pulling out the gold with some of the gold crinoline that I had. This is just just a little scrap piece because I don't like to waste anything. And this is really, I'm just really making a puff out of this. Putting this in place like this. And I can add some darker gold beads on there. Or I again could add the holly, which I think the holly looks really nice on this too. And if I wanted to stick within a theme with the solid red paper and using the crinoline, I think one last thing I want to show you that's really different is to get Chinese takeout containers. And I guess you could get them from your local restaurant, but actually I purchased these from a paper store. And I think that these look great with the raffia inside as the fill because it looks like Chinese noodles. And then you've got your handmade ornaments that I showed you in another tutorial. So if you wanted to give those as a gift, I think that looks fabulous to have those inside the Chinese takeout containers. To get you thinking outside the box is you don't necessarily need wrapping paper. Sometimes tissue paper is so pretty and the package, if your box underneath is white, why not just use the tissue paper? I wanted an all white look. This has an opalescence to it, and if you can see, I put the snowflake in here and also the curly ribbon. And then the last thing that I'm going to add to this is some of the silver berries. So here we have a pretty good collection of Christmas gifts started. Just so this doesn't ruin your vision, let me get rid of my coffee mugs. As you know, I'm doing this from my home. And then we've got these Chinese takeout containers. Some other things that I have used is little stockings that I will add to gifts, you know, as appropriate if it matches. Little stockings that you can put on the top of the gift and then they can use it as an ornament. Or little snowmen that I make out of scraps of interlining, drapery interlining. And these just have little buttons, little bells glued onto them, and then just little scraps of fabric to make the little hats and a little strip of fabric for the scarf. And these are also really cute to add to your gifts.